Uh, so I just had a super cool experience today. Look at how white I am, and then my face is red, and I'll explain that to you here. So anyway, so this is gonna be too long. We're gonna do it anyway. So today, Sarah and the kids, they're in Indiana. I had to work during the weekend, so I stayed home. So anyway, Bob said that there's Herb was leading Sunday morning, and I think he meant Monday morning. So I go to Sandusky, and nobody's there. Herb's not there. Nobody's there, and for the Memorial Day breakfast. So I figured I got the wrong day, and I'm like, well, what do I do? Go back to church. I'm in Sandusky. Should I stop by Faith Memorial? I haven't been in there in years. Be cool to see Pastor Heiser, Bobby Toole, Bobby and Mikey. So I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just take Route 4, because I was on Route 4 Sandusky. Let's just go north. And I'll go and check out you can walk out on a little pier. And I thought, you know what? There's this one time I was going to do this, film something for my brother, where we went out, and this is a story for another day, but we went out to this one fishing. We went fishing one time. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I was going to film that, say, hey, remember when we went out, blah, 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 get them laughing. So I pull up, I'm in Sandusky, and they're doing construction where the boats take off, and I'm seeing people like kind of jogging, getting to the boats fast, the Jet Express. I mean, you know what? I'll take a boat ride or something, and just get quiet, have my little mini Bible. I'm like, I'll get quiet with the Lord and just get some fresh air. So I felt stuffy, and so I parked at this one place, and I went up to get a ticket. I'm just like, hey, I just want to go to that second island. She's like, okay. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know what was going on. She's like, what time are you going to leave? And it's like, leave at 10:30. I'm like, we'll get there, whatever, 11:30. And then the closest time was like 1:30. So I'm like, I'll just leave at 1:30. And she's like, $40. And I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I started, had $20 in cash. And I put the rest on my card. And I'm such a cheapskate. I'm like handing this money over, and I'm going, why am I even doing this? I can't believe you're not even stepping back, like saying, you know what? And like I said, I'm just a cheapskate. So I got this ticket. I'm just like, oh my, like, what is going on? So I get in line, and then I parked in the place I shouldn't have parked, and I go back and I ask them, and I don't know why I'm sharing this. You get the long version. I asked the lady, I'm like, hey, can I park there? She's like, well, you only got a couple minutes. You're going to miss the boat anyway. You'll be fine. You're coming back at 1:30. You'll probably be all right. So anyway, so I'm worried about that. So I get back in line, get on the boat, blah, blah, blah. We're going there, and that thing is flying Jet Express from Sandusky, going over to Kelly's Island and Put-in Bay. I think Kelly's Island is the closest one. I think I was at Put-in Bay. So anyway, go to the first island, blah, blah, blah. Stay in the boat. We'll go over to the second island. And it's got this huge memorial, like big, I don't even know what you call it, smokestack, but it's like they built it in 1913. So I've never been in there. And they want $10 to get in. So I'm thinking to myself, dude, no way. They dropped me off, and they got this old, it's called Niagara boat, and really cool. Saw that. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go over and get some lunch, blah, blah, blah. So I start walking, and I'm just like, just drawn to this memorial thing. And I get in there, because me and Stearns went over there, and there was so many people backed up, we never got to go. So this time, there's nobody there. And so I'm in there, and it says $10 to get in, and I'm thinking, dude, this is $50 you're gonna spend. Sarah's gonna rip your head off. And I thought, no, wait a second. I paid $20 cash, and that was only $20 on the credit card. So for some reason, I go up them steps, 36 steps, blah 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 blah. And then it's like the group is right there. I hand the credit card, $10. It was just like I was just like in automatic autopilot, and I was alone. I'm thinking, you know what? This will be the only time that I ever get to check this place out, because when you got kids, you ain't got time to check things out. And when we got up there, this lady had kids and they were running all over her, and you're not allowed to run up there. And she's like, "You guys are driving me crazy." And I'm thinking, got a maid to shade. So anyway, paid $10. I mean, I'm like jumping to get in this elevator that takes you up, and the elevator's going up, and my ears are popping. The guy's like, you're not allowed to hang over the edge, you're not allowed to run, blah blah blah. These kids are all over the place. But anyway, get up there, do the memorial. It's really cool up there, and just looking out and stuff. So come back down, and it talks about there's 3 soldiers. There was a battle in Lake Erie in like 1813, and so there's 3 soldiers that they said that are buried under the memorial there, and this thing's huge. It's the 4th biggest in the world. And I'm like looking at it going, no, it can't be, because they said that on the boat ride there, 4th biggest in the world. No. So it's actually the biggest open on the top. When it's open on top, it's the biggest in the world. So anyway, you have to Google it. I don't know. Anyway, getting to the point. So I get back down, and the lady mentioned, hey, check out if you haven't been here, check out there's a little museum. And so, I mean, I'm in autopilot. I'm walking. I'm thinking, you know what, you don't have much time. You can get something to eat. And so anyway, I hang a left, and I go in there and use the bathroom real fast. And I start looking at this book. And I should put a picture up. I took a picture of it, but it started showing like some of the history of the soldiers that got injured in this battle. And it wasn't 3 people that died. That's what confused me. It was 3 head soldier guys from each. It was British boat and an American boat, and 3 like captains each were buried from both sides, because now there's peace. It's all good now. But there was many lives that were lost, and these guys, and it was a report of, it was sad. It was the first thing I saw in there, and it sparked something up in me, because it talked about these, it was archives of helping these soldiers out with pensions, because one guy lost his hearing. They called it splinters, and that's from these big freaking cannonballs busting into that wood and then splintering up the guys. They talked about that. One guy talked about a humor bone getting smashed up. One guy with the shoulder had their names on there, had written stuff from the doctors and stuff. And so, oh man, I'm really running out of time. Dude, so what? All right, so I'm looking at this, and this is sparking me up, and then it talks at the end like, these guys were in this battle, and they sacrificed, and they emotionally, they came back emotionally scarred up and physically scarred up, and it just makes me think about the soldiers today, and that book just sparked something up inside of me. So I started looking around, and amazing. This Colonel or Captain Perry, he was on the American side, and the thing was they were having trouble with the British, and the British were at the Indians, and they were attacking the Americans, and so the Americans cut off the British supply by these islands, from my understanding. Now, I'm just trying. This is just like I have the best memory, and I'm not the best at this stuff. But it was just a special day for me. I guess that's my point. So anyway, the Americans cut off British, and the British only hit for their supplies, so they had one day. So they had to fight. They had to go to battle. The thing was, the British had these longer shooting cannons, and the boss man Perry, the Captain Perry, he knew that he had a strategy of two things. The wind, if he had a wind, he knew he could do it, and it was something else. You'll have to go there or Google it. So I'm watching this movie, and it's explaining this stuff, and I'm looking at these little pictures and stuff, and just really got into it. And the thing was, I don't think he was gonna fight. Like it showed the thing going up and down, and all of a sudden the wind shifted, and he knew with that wind, he had a chance with these British guys with a bigger gun and stuff. So it ended up they were coming to battle. They were both ready, and they had different ships lined up, and it showed that. And the British shot the first shot and they missed, but then they shot the second one and they hit, and they smacked the crap out of the Americans because they couldn't shoot as far as the British, and the leader Perry had to leave, and so this guy, Captain something else, he ended up getting wounded in a battle before this, maybe a month before or a week or something. And he said, "Don't give up the ship." And so that was a flag that they flew. And reading that book, it talked about the soldiers' personal experience. They said the flag came down, and the Perry had to go to a different ship. I don't remember why, but he took a sail, like a little security boat, and he went over to another ship. When that flag went down, all the American soldiers were like, "Oh man, it's over." They were disheartened. But then Captain Perry got to that other one, and he put it up, and all the soldiers were all like, "Don't give up the ship, man. Don't do it. Don't give up." And so the Americans had wounded like 2 or 3 of the other commanders. And so there was another younger guy in charge. These are all young people. They're like 27, 24 and stuff. These were captains of the ship. And on both sides, there was just normal people who had never had any sailing experience. But these captains were just psyched that somebody was on their side, that they had some extra help. And back then, I mean, it was going to battle at sea was like the worst, because you had the surgery like down below, and nobody wanted to go through that. And heck, that book even talked about like one guy wanted to throw himself off, and the other guys wouldn't let him. So, and you're stuck out in it was in the lake. You get wounded, you're stuck. So I mean, it was really interesting. So it ends up these commanders got for the British side got wounded. So these other guys stepped in, and they made it, and they were all out of shooting on the one side, so they had to turn around so they could use the other cannons. Well, they tried to turn around, and they smashed into each other's ship. And so Commander Perry, he goes up and just blasts them, and the Americans won that battle. And just as you can tell, I trust me, I am no history dude. So I'm just like, and I'm leaving there, and I'm looking through the gift shop, and they have a bunch of stuff. They have a flag that says, "Don't give up the ship." It's like $70. Now, I did not buy that. I told you I'm a cheapskate, and I can make my own. But there was cool books, and there was one book that I want to get. I took a picture of it. And I'm gonna look it up at the library. Hopefully they have it. It's a journal from one of the British guys from 3 years, and so I'm I'm thinking about all this stuff. Like this is, and I'm running out of time in the gift shop because it's like 1:15. I got to get back because I don't want to miss that boat. She said you could take a later one, but anyway, so the time just flew by, and so I'm just seeing this place as a whole, like in a whole different way, and just like the wind having their back, it's just that was just so cool. But at the same time, it was you're thinking about them soldiers and what they gave, and this is definitely a Memorial Weekend day that I'll never forget. Tomorrow is actually Memorial Day, but so I'm heading home, and we get back. My car's still there, thank God, and so I come home, and this riff just pops out. And it's like an old boater. Oh my God, an old sailor song, I swear. and then this other riff comes up, so I put them together. And then Martha and Mitch had a wedding party, and so I'm like, wow, this is really come together. And I'm just like, you know what? You don't want to be alone too long. I want to be around other people. I've been home and alone a lot. And so it's just different when you have kids and a wife, and then all of a sudden they're gone. It's like, it's a whole nother ball game. So, and this is part of that song. And so I go there, and then I get to go see Bruni. Had to check up on Bruni. It's really good to see her. And Dee, as much as I hate to say it. And Kelly. Kelly's awesome. She's always awesome. So saw those guys, come home, blah, 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 pick up the guitar. And another riff comes out. And it's like, in that book, they talked about, one of the guys talked about the silence that was before the fight. Like they could see him coming in, the British coming in. And they said it was a sobering silence, like the peace before an earthquake. And so, I mean, all this stuff is just like, this just got me inspired, and it's just like, I'm thinking about this song. How do I create a song about this battle? Is it possible? In my head, I'm thinking, no. So, anyway, another riff comes out, another one, the battle part, after the battle, and back to the original old pirate song, like the riff. Weird. So, I mean, this song came out, and it's I had to have "Don't Give Up the Ship," and to me, it's like it's a spiritual song. I mean, I think if somebody heard this or saw it or saw me working on this thing, they would be like, dude, you need help, man. Well, Bruni says I need help anyway, but it's just so cool. Check it out. Man, it's so hard to do that. Don't give up the ship. And I've been trying not to swear this whole time too. As the smoke clears, ringing in my Mercedes. What the heck? As the smoke clears, ringing in my ears, don't give up the ship. And it's just so weird, man. I'm just like weirded out, but I'm very thankful for this song and the time and just to be here. There's a. This is what kind of just adds to the weirdness. There's this one time I was fasting and praying, and it had this scent of some kind of flowers or something, and there's this scent. That's here, and second time in my life that I've experienced that. Unless Sarah got some flowers hidden around here somewhere. I don't know. So this is Don't Give Up the Ship. The smoke. We talked about the smoke afterwards. The Americans at the very end, they had got close, and so they just went gung-ho. And then one of the soldiers in that book or the report talked about all that smoke. They couldn't see anything. It was just all smoke, but they knew that they were so close to them that they had to have done damage. And it's a spiritual song. When the ship returns, I'll come running to you. When the ship returns, I'll be there for you. I'll become a man, will secure the victory. Victory, there's old gospel songs with victory. When the ship returns, I'll be there for you. Sailing away, I'm finally free. Freedom comes with a price. Put our lives up on the line, this time I start to see. Out in the distance, with distance between, our enemies appear. I didn't know whether to put enemy, but if I did enemy, it had to be enemy appears. And then with the riff, take control, now the wind, as the smoke clears, ringing in my ears, don't give up. No, the end is here. The song calms down, as the smoke clears, ringing in my ears, don't give up the ship, don't give up. There's a pause between don't give up and the ship, and then it ends with don't give up. There's that smell. And then it goes back. I've never had a song structure like this. It goes verse, something chorus maybe, bridge, back to the chorus, and then back to the bridge. So definitely, I guess my whole point is, man, I was meant to be there today. This was like a divine appointment. And I'm very thankful for the guidance today. And just a neat experience to experience that as a songwriter. I haven't had a whole lot of time to work on new songs, but I'm thinking of this new album because it deals with healing. And I'm even thinking of, while I was there, maybe do some kind of ministry with some vets with some of these songs for what they've gone through and the sacrifice that they've paid. It just sparked something inside of me that's never been there. I guess you don't know till you experience something and gone through something yourself. So thank you to all the vets. God bless you for your services. You're truly the true heroes, and just thankful to God for having the opportunity. The boat ride, you can tell I got some sun. I'm a white boy. Look at that. Just notice that. Either it's the wind. I mean, I was out in the wind. It felt like being on a motorcycle. So I'm a very sensitive person. Especially my face. So anyway. Wow. I needed to get that out. So there you go. I'm gonna try and take this, then I write it in, I don't know if you can see, it's hard to, I don't know how to flip this thing around. Put it in this, find a blank page, and put it in there and see what happens. Well, anyway, thanks for listening. I mean, if you listen to this, man, this is like 25 minutes long. Dude, I could be like a history teacher like right now, man. Like, I'm so into this. So, anyway, happy Memorial Day weekend. God bless y'all. Thanks for listening.